Hello, dear viewers. Welcome back to Let's Play Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup. We return to Granite Grant, the Petrodigitator. Apparently that's, what happens when you max out your earth magic. Alright, so we were just jaunting around in Pandemonium. But the question is, what do we want to do now? So we have several options. We can go back to Pandemonium. We can go to Hell. We can try out a ziggurat, or we can do the slime pits. And I'm kind of leaning towards that last one there. We did accidentally, during our stash work last time, put on this cursed chainmail, which is, kind of unfortunate. But on the other hand, it's not the worst for us for the slime pits. That's what I was going to say. What is the other ring we want to wear for this business? One option is this ring of fire, which is pretty good. We don't really need see invisible in the slime pits. There aren't that many things that go invisible, so that's certainly an option. We have enough resist cold to do that. Yeah. Let's try it out. Our firestorm is almost at max potency here, and that would max it out. So let's try that. Oh, well, not quite max it out, but it did add to its spell power, even if it doesn't show it with a visible effect. Yeah, this seems reasonable. We're wearing a cloak of preservation, which will probably be corroded a whole bunch, but that's fine. We won't need... Oh, we actually might need that. Let's go ahead and take that with us. Alright. I really wish we could find a source of resist mutation, but I would have a pony if wishes worked, so let's just head on to the slime pits. Oh, kill a Hydra on our way. Hydras are pretty far below our power curve at this point. And we can just sort of bash our way through most of this. The slime pits is pretty easily doable prior to Zot, even. It's just a matter of your equipment. If you don't mind it being corroded, or if you have a lot of artifacts / very, very heavily enchanted armor. I forget what golden eyes do. Hypnotic look. Well, we have clarity, so that's not a problem. No coveting nor envy burns in thy bright golden eye, that calm and innocently turns on all below the sky. I'm not familiar with Hannah Gould. Interesting. Regardless, we should be fine, just sort of meandering about and bashing things. Our shield and cloak may be corroded further, but that's something we can live with. One thing I'm considering doing while we're here, actually, is turning off everything except for shields, and working our way up towards a large shield. That seems like a decent choice, since we can cast Firestorm, and it's very strong. And we have enough hit points to deal with this area. Yeah, I've talked myself into it. There we go. Because this way we can get a large shield going on. We haven't found that many... Yeah, this is all of the shields we found in the game that we can access. There were a bunch of shields lying around in Pandemonium that weren't any good, but we don't have even any other magical shields. So just for future equipment efficiency, I think we have to get it up to level 23 or 25. Let me check that really quickly. Shields. Yeah, 25. So it's a bit of a ways. It's kind of a trek, but the slime pits will give us a reasonable amount of experience here, and it's safe experience. Pretty much the only thing in these slime pits that can actually threaten us is the royal jelly itself, the big bad boss of the slime pits. I guess acid blobs, I think they are, the red/orange guys that spit acid can do a lot of damage, but we are pretty tanky at this point. And we do have resist corrosion via our cloak. Yeah. Ooh, okay, so that needs to die right away. The Shining Eye possesses a malmutate effect that is quite annoying. Let's Firestorm to get rid of that paralyzing eyeball there. This is actually... We're actually taking some damage there, so we're going to climb back up the stairs. That, and there was a Shining Eye that came into view. They have the malmutate ability, which is quite inconvenient for us, since we still don't have a source of resist mutation. We have been through multiple levels of Pandemonium and all of the regular dungeon, and still no dice. But that's Crawl for you. Sometimes you just have to go with the Rolling Stones. Okay. The slime pits are sort of pod-like in nature, similar to the Orcish mines. Yeah, the acid blobs, like I said, are a little bit painful, but not too bad. What is... Hold on. Ah, a glowing shield. That's good. Oh, how many spell levels do we have? I guess I can't check. Yeah. Glowing Bastard Sword would be great. We've actually found a reasonable number of Bastard Swords this run, which have been a little bit scarce in prior runs. Anyway, the slime pits are pods, sort of like the Orcish mines, where you have to sort of go up and down the various staircases to explore the entirety of the level. Which is sometimes a little bit inconvenient if you find a particularly troublesome enemy in one of the little pods that contains, say, all of the down staircases. But let's have some fun. Let's shatter. Boom! Eat it, slimes. Let's do it again. That was a blast. Boom! What did it say? Crash! And third time's a charm. That should kill off some of these shields. Is at 16 now? That's good. Also clears out some of the walls. The walls in the slime pits are... oh, teleport trap. That was fun. Whee! The walls exude corrosive acids, and if you approach too closely, they will damage you. And it's pretty easy to tell where the danger areas are. You can see the sort of greenish tinge to the tiles along here. You can even see it on the wall itself, that little bit of fuzz around the outside. It's a really gross place, the slime pits. Germaphobes not encouraged to vacation here. How are we doing corrosion-wise? Still no corrosion. Interesting. It'd be really nice to find some more enchant armor scrolls. I'd like to switch over to the Pearl Dragon armor that we have created. Um, for it to be really good for us, we need it to be a little more heavily enchanted. Um, let's just do that. There we go. Oh, Firestorm is so cool. It is very loud. We have a Death Ooze. Not too worried about that. Let's just head back upstairs and hang out. Oh, our little fire vortices came with us. That's cute. I'm probably casting Shatter and Firestorm more than I need to be, particularly since they still have a hunger cost. But it's fun, so what the hey. Yeah, we are much, much stronger than necessary to complete these levels here, which is perfectly fine. I highly recommend overkill in this game. You can just completely crush your enemies, do so. Within reason, don't, waste resources or anything, but I don't think there's anything over here. Okay. And I don't think that the acid from the walls can corrode your equipment, though I could very well be wrong on that. It does burn you every turn, I think, that you're standing in it, so don't get too zap happy. We can get a couple of things with a bolt of fire there, just for efficiency's purposes. Kill off the larger slimes first. I'm using tab when I probably shouldn't be, pulling us into acid, but I mean we're just so much stronger than necessary for this area that I'm not particularly concerned. Though we should still focus down acid blobs. Okay, shields at level 17. Not a lot of food in the slime pits. But we have tremendous stockpiles of food, so not too troublesome. And I mean, the extended end game is where you want to be eating your food stockpiles anyway. I mean, that's why we saved it up in the first place. Was for occasions like this where we don't really want to starve to death, and we also don't want to have to walk back and forth from our stash or whatever. Or dissolution. I have not met dissolution before. The pits of slime used to be a thriving civilization, and dissolution was the prophet of their god. When the city was overtaken by its current residents, only dissolution survived, for he alone turned faithfully to the slime god. Dissolution became a tremendous mass of acidic ooze, yet retained his intelligence. He is filled with hatred for anything that can hold a form. Well, we can certainly hold the form. We are a gargoyle. I imagine that we are his least favorite type of creature. However, we are also much stronger than poor dissolution. Ba-ba. Blat, blat, blat. Just clubbing things down. Do. What's up this way? Okay. We could be a little more methodical with our approach here, but whatever. We'll get it all cleared out sooner or later. Oh, this is slime 6. Well, we should be a little cautious here. As the area in the center there is the home of the slime lord, the royal jelly. And the royal jelly is a tough opponent. I think we are still far and away stronger than it is. But there's certainly no reason to rush in incautiously. Okay, so we explored 1, 2. So there's one more staircase. Oh, no, 3. There we go. All right. So we've pretty much explored everything. So let's just kind of make our way around the edge of things here. It is possible to loot the vaults here at the bottom of the slime pits without killing the royal jelly. You can do some clever things with Lee's rapid deconstruction or shatter / teleporting / I don't know. There are some clever things that can be done, but we have no need to resort to such silly tactics. I'm moving extremely fast and incautiously, but again, short of the royal jelly itself, which does not emerge from its central area unless you alert it to your presence. We are rather stealthy, so it's somewhat difficult for us to do unintentionally. Inside these walls here is where the treasure is. Hopefully, there's a source of resist mutation in there. Okay, here's the royal jelly. And we can just bolt of fire it down, basically. The walls all turn translucent. Let's go ahead and teleport just so we're not surrounded by all of these things. They can actually hurt us en masse, as you can see. Yeah. Not the best teleport in the world, but it's fine. We can get to kind of a choke point here and just sort of work our way backwards. Get down to just a couple of critters at once. Back up to here and heal. Nope. We became paralyzed. Oh dear. There we go. I believe that the jellies summoned by the royal jelly do not function as normal summons, as in they cannot be abjured. They are actual, like, permanent creatures. Similar to creatures summoned by Ironbrand Convokers in the vaults. Although I don't think they pull them from other parts of the level. I think it actually creates them. Perhaps from its own flesh. Looks like we may have some interesting loot here. Though we very much want to clear out as many slimes as possible so that they do not eat things when we are looting out the... Oh no! Slurping noise. Oh no! They got to our treasure! Ah, bastards. Well, let's shatter a couple of times here. I don't know how they got in there, but oh, they ate so many things. Curses and foils. Well, let's grab the relevant items if we can. I hope they didn't eat any of the artifacts. I don't know if they can eat artifacts now that I think about it. Regardless, a little frustrating. And of course we acquired the rune, which was nice. Okay, oh, an artifact demon whip. Interesting. Oh, we don't care about a sling. Or a bow. Or a naga barding. Suppose we could grab this mace. It's conceivable that it's good enough for us to use, though highly unlikely. Alright, well, that was not the most profitable of runs. I suppose we can just grab some of these artifacts. Alright, and head back to our stash for identification purposes. Whee! Shields up to 19, okay. Well, not the greatest, but I wasn't exactly expecting that we would, Oh, we got a scroll of move curse. Hooray! We can get rid of this, chainmail that we were stuck wearing. That's a good find. Yes, I know we're feeling very hungry. Let's eat a rambutan. And some apples. Okay. Let's pick up our scrolls of identify here and start identifying things. What do we want to identify first? These rings, I think? Strength plus 4, in plus 5, damage plus 6. That's not bad. Hunger, resist fire, and dexterity. Not as good. Faith, intelligence plus 3. Also useless. Resist negative energy and minus 4. Still bad. Come on, give us something cool. Plus 7, plus 9, demon whip of uncertain death. Maybe not the worst. We'll examine that further here in a minute. What about this mace? Plus 11, plus 7 mace, another draining weapon, which isn't the best. Plus 2 shield of reflection. That's very good, actually. And what else do we have? A pearl ring. Okay. Poison resistance. Aha, sure. And a greatsword. I'm sure that cutlass is interesting, but whatever. Okay, so let's see here. So our Morning Star is 20 damage. This Demon Whip is also 20 damage with a better accuracy effect, but Draining isn't really the best brand in the world. It is going to be doing slightly more damage as a whole because its minimum delay is 0.5 as opposed to 0.7. But that being said, I think the resist fire, resist negative energy is just better enough that we don't need it. And this is just too much of a damage drop. So, sadly, nothing useful there. We can drop this scale mail and this chainmail that we're wearing. Okay, so... Where are we getting our resist negative energy? Oh, we're getting some of it from that ring of fire, resist negative energy, etc. Out of curiosity, how much worse do our spells get if we take off a ring of wizardry? If we switch it out for, say... this ring of stats. A little bit worse. Firestorm becomes a bit dangerous to cast. Everything else isn't too bad, actually. That's good to know. So let's keep our Ring of Wizardry on for now, then. What if we do this? Oh, I suppose part of the time we are going to have to be wearing our Ring of See Invisible. That's fairly important. Oh, and we should put on some armor. The reason why I was thinking about resistances there is because I was trying to convince myself to wear this Pearl Dragon armor. And while it's really good, I don't think we can afford to for now. Resist fire is too important to us. Additionally, +6 is greater than +1, which is what it will be once we put that into it. Yeah, let's see what happens if we... Let's see, we're at 51 armor class. We only lose 2 armor class, though. We max out resist negative energy. We only have 1 pip of resist fire, but we could... We have 2 rings that give us resist fire. What are we wearing right now? Strength +4, int +5, damage +6 is really good. Yeah, and it... Well, it still doesn't max things out, interestingly. But still very good. Oh, let's drop off this Amulet of Faith. We clearly have no use for that anymore. Where is it? Here we go. Yeah, and we can drop this Ring of Poison Resistance that we don't need. What else? This ring that has Hunger on it. I mean, that's just worse than our other rings of resistances. Various resistances. I do really like resist negative energy. We might even take on the Tomb next, given that we have that. Though that's a little scary. Tomb is very rough. Very, very rough. We are up to 6 runes, by the way, which is really neat. Decaying Serpentine, we just got the Slimy rune. Silver Abyssal and Demonic came from one of the Halls of Pandemonium. The Heavenly Hall of Pandemonium. Oh, let's make sure that that amulet is in the right place here. Okay, so what happens if we put on the Shield of Reflection? 46 armor class down from 57, but Reflection is a really cool effect. It bounces projectiles back at your foes. And our shield goes up significantly, 40 versus 36, not too terribly much. I'm not sure which one of those I really want to use. The extra armor class is kind of nice. We weren't mutated any further, that's good. We can drop these scrolls of Identify back off. Where is it? Oh, also that, and let's see, yeah. Okay. Okay, so yeah, this is fine. I actually don't think we'll be needing this magic resistance ring, but we might as well carry it around just in case. I mean, we have an Amulet of Clarity, which pretty much solves the hostile enchantment problem. There aren't too many hostile enchantments that aren't prevented by an Amulet of Clarity. The 1 pip of fire resistance. Well, that's fine. What is in Sifmuna's Grimoire of Hexes? Fulminant Prism is fine, but not outstanding. Not worth memorizing, I don't believe. It's sort of a timed mine, time/proximity mine. How many spell levels do we have? 7? So our shields didn't increase as rapidly as I wanted it to. We didn't get as much out of the slime pits as I really wanted. We could forget Iron Shot and learn Lehudib's Crystal Spear, which would increase our damage output by a significant amount. What else do we have available to us? Some summoning spells, it seems. I think, by the way, I won't be continuing anywhere else this video. It's a little bit of a short video, but I don't have as much time today to play as I would like. I had to take a break. I was going a little bit crazy. Iskendarin's Battle Sphere is an option, although we don't spam spells frequently enough that it's particularly useful. Orb of Destruction is another option, long-range single-target damage. Though it's slow, so I'm not in love with the idea. Yes, if you'll notice, Summon Greater Demon and Summon Hydra are both level 7 summoning spells. Summon Greater Demon is a lot more powerful than Summon Hydra, but it's also a lot more risky. Okay, so... Yeah... I want Lehudib's Crystal Spear, but I'm not sure that there's anything... I guess we could forget Stone Skin. Our armor class is high enough that that's not really going to be worth the mana, even, much less the turn it takes. Alternatively, we could forget Petrify, because that's not really going to affect anything at this point. I kind of like that idea, actually. Plus, we've used it like twice, ever. So let's pick up a Scroll of Amnesia and read it and forget Petrify and memorize Lehudib's Crystal Spear. I think that's a good plan. It's a very strong spell. It's even stronger than our Iron Shot. Where did it go? It was right down by the bottom of things. But apparently it moved around. Oh, there it is. Yes. Yes, let us memorize it. Excellent. Okay, and then let's assign it to a reachable key here. It's on K. Let's put it on T. Since T kind of looks like a spear. That's my logic, and I'm sticking with it. How many do we have? 3 remaining. Teleport Other is interesting, but most things are just going to resist it at this point. And I can't imagine that any of these other things are going to be particularly useful. Summon Butterflies has some utility, but not a lot. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Sublimation of Blood actually isn't bad. It gives you mana for health or mana for food chunks. Meat chunks. Let's see exactly what it does. Yeah, I'm considering it because we don't have that many other things that we want to memorize, We will have, I guess, 10 more spell levels total. And really the only other thing that we particularly want is Dragon's Call once we train up summoning. But that'll be a long ways off anyway. Oh, Haunt is also good. Drains our health. I think we can leave off on Haunt until we take on the Tomb anyway, which is one of the last things that I want to do. Since the Tomb is super, 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 super dangerous. It'll be also useful for ziggurats. Decisions are difficult. So we have 13 spell levels to play with currently. Dragon's Call is 9, so that would be 4 remaining. So we would need 3 additional if we wanted Haunt as well, and we have Regeneration as our only 3, I guess, Phase Shift we could get rid of, or Shadow Creatures. I like both of those spells, though. We could get rid of Iron Shot at some point. Never want to get rid of Deflect Missiles. That's a vital spell for us. Bolt of Fire is too good to get rid of. Apportation is very useful, although we could get rid of Apportation and Stone Skin to get Haunt and Dragon's Call. But both of those are going to be post-summons training, which is a ways off. Because I want more shields. Oh, we haven't done the crypts yet either. That's a good source of experience. Yeah, I think what we'll do is next time we will do the crypts and hope that that gets our shields up to the point where we can switch to a large shield, and then we'll head back to Pandemonium. Even if it doesn't get us to level 25 in shields, we'll head back to Pandemonium regardless. Once we get shields to 25, we will finish off Fire Magic, Conjuration, Spellcasting, Fighting. Yeah. Okay. So we have a little bit of a plan. But for now, dear viewers, I must get back to work. So, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.